Hello. Hello, hello. You guys, I just love being myself. I love that I don't have to pretend that caping for black men and wearing their mammy cape does anything for me. Now, when I was younger, I was forced to be a mammy to my dad and my brothers and everyone in my black family, and pretend that black men were these awesome, power stricken individuals. But my entire life, I was raised as a black woman around black men. So, can you imagine other black women pretending like you don't understand your own struggles and experiences with black men when that's all you've usually dated until you were damn near 30? So imagine other black women being the people who act like they don't understand why you date outside of their race. But for me, it's strange because people like Flower Tower love to talk about divestors and people who date outside their race. When I guarantee you, you don't see black women dating who they date outside of their race and living in the same neighborhoods you live in. You don't even see it. Who you see is black men bringing their low level Beckys and Marias and whoever to the hood around you, Flower Tower. Because men that actually want to protect you and make sure you're comfortable in an environment where you don't have to be targeted by black men, they're going to make sure you're in a safe area. And if he's a black man who feels the same way about you, he's also not going to want you in the hood or other places where you're going to be around men or women who participate in a lot of crime, violence, femicide. Okay, so for some reason, people get online and be lying about stats for some reason. Because the last time I checked, when it comes to stats, black men date outside of their race. Just go to Google and type in which men are most likely to date outside their race. The whole world will see that it's black men. And even though black men are the ones who date the most outside of their race, it's black men whose usually relationships don't last when they date outside of their race. Thank you, Pinku. So imagine being Flower Tower in 2025. You can't even find 5 to 10 channels where you can find black men who promote black love. You can't even find 3 movies where black love is being promoted because it's not really there. And when it is, you wouldn't know about it because it's not online. And happy 420 to you all as well. Y'all want to celebrate fake holidays like Easter? I'm the pastor's daughter who's no contact. Y'all can keep playing with pagan religions if you want to, but I know more about the black church, about black men than you could even imagine. Imagine being an only child with no siblings, and you still think you understand black men better than the only girl who was raised with nothing but brothers. I have nothing but brothers, black brothers. And people like Flower Tower pretend we don't know how our black brothers think. I have a brother who plays professional basketball. And imagine thinking I'm supposed to just date some rinky-dink black dude because Flower Tower and other pygmies want to see black love they've never seen before. If you go talk to your grandparents or your great-greats, they will tell you what struggle love is, what being forced to date and marry within each other and procreate with each other really creates. So I couldn't imagine seeing my grandmother struggle and be a mule for black men who usually passed away before them due to their own negligence and health or due to taking each other out. So blaming racism for black on black crime, it don't really make sense. Especially, like, imagine being a black woman and pretending that seeing another black woman date outside her race is troubling to you. Meanwhile, what's more troubling to me is when I get online and I still see black women dating dusty black men if you're not dusty. And then you're making it to femicide channels and wanting people to protest and rest in peace all over their timelines because you chose and are still choosing to date dusty black men who do not want you. If there are not enough black men available for black women who actually choose to get educated, who actually want to have a protected, provided for family without being the mule. And I don't have kids. I'm not in a rush to have kids just because I date outside of my race. See, I think it's funny how most black women who are still against black women who date out, they're the one who call us divestors and swirlers and give us names. They have to rename us because they don't know how to explain black women who are choosing not to wear the cape. They don't know anything other than being a mammy. So when you are a black woman and other black women who spend their entire life being the mammy don't understand your life and how it's working to your advantage, all they can see is white people. White people are responsible for your success. White people are responsible for this. White people are responsible. You think white people? No. I've also dated a hood black guy. Quite a few of them. Even ones that make it out the hood, they still keep the same mentality. How would I know? Because I was raised by a black man preacher from the PJs. And even with money, he made it his business to on black women every time he got a chance, even his own black passing daughter. When black men don't create their preferences, they treat their daughters probably worse than any black woman would ever understand. So imagine having a colorist black dad, okay, who's blacker than Flower Tower. And people like Flower Tower still want to pretend you don't understand black men. I was raised by a black man. I watched how my brothers were raised to become the black men they are. So imagine acting like we don't see and understand how black men think when we interact with them daily, when we had to grow up cooking and cleaning and watching them just be boys. Well, most of these boys stay boys their entire life. They never grow up. Only the women usually have to grow up. And in that case, you become older. And if you continue to date black men, you're going to date a bunch of men who never finished growing up. Because people like Flower Tower feel like it's only women's job to grow up and mature and evolve. So if you evolve, okay, and it's successful for you while you're single, why would you evolve and take or look for a man who cannot do or appreciate the same values and morals as you? If I don't want to hear music 24/7 about black men just hitting and quitting, who just want to burn my head up, they don't even want the sex, they just want the top. They don't. Imagine being a black woman and still not understanding you're the only women who are not uplifted in your communities as women. You're the only women who pussy pop to men talking shit about you. You're the only women online begging for your men to see you, trying to complain about racism when it's black men and their own internalized self-hatred, okay, is the reason why you're online campaigning. Because if black men loved you the way you act like it, why are you online talking about racism when you were raised in an area surrounded by black men and black women? So where does these experiences and mindset come from? Is it from going to Applebee's once a month when your check hit or something? Or is it because you go to a predominantly black school and then you realize that most black kids who are boys don't go to college? So imagine being Flower Tower. You can't even compare your college experiences to mine. You've never gone to a TSU homecoming. Imagine being black and acting like you stopped being black because you evolved. Imagine trying to disparage other black women because you're not able to evolve. And even if you're able to evolve, and if you do find a black man that's quality, guess what? That's what's available to you. That's who you're going to date. So what about when you are not shown black men of quality? Am I expected to date Dusties and become a statistic because Flower Tower doesn't understand how your environment shapes a lot of the people who you end up dating and being with. And if I'm not in an environment with dusty black men, uneducated black men, self-hating, colorist black men and women, why would I choose between that? Why would I go looking for something I'm not even around? If my black father from the projects refused to even raise me around what he grew up around, what does that say? When black men say they go out of their way to make sure their kids have a better life, why can't that life include being in the hood around you, Flower Tower? Why can't I go to predominantly black schools and get the same love and education? Why can't I get the same opportunities being surrounded by blackness? Well, I'll tell you why. Because black people hate each other. Black women never have smoke for black men. And it's black men who are making you feel like you're not worthy of love. It's black men who are the reason why, Flower Tower, you keep coming online and trying to convince yourself you feel pretty. I don't have to make videos. Y'all, a white woman could never make me. A white woman, me speaking on white women's racism and black and white men's racism, because some black people don't get it. Dating outside of your race doesn't change racism. You are in a majority white country. You are always going to experience racism. But most of the people who try to perpetuate racism to you are people that are usually on the lowest levels of white. It is what it is. So imagine being bothered by people I would have smacked the shit out of in high school. Bitch, who you talking to? Okay, get right. But imagine being offended by low-level racists. The same way the Nazis thought they was finna shut down that black place in was it Ohio somewhere, is the same way I feel when racists approach me, and I don't give a fuck if I'm alone. So imagine never feeling protected, always having to be wearing the cape and caping for your community because you don't have enough men to do it. Your men are online trying to show off jewelry and their lust for white women and other races. And you're mad because certain black women who love themselves and have more to offer in life for themselves don't choose to procreate or date down. If my own father can understand why I date outside of my race and he's the black man, the biggest question is, why are people who are not a part of your family, who don't have to support you, bothered by what you do as an adult black woman? You have the same choices I have. If you want to choose to date dusty black men who are uneducated and think they are professional gurus by using Google like you, Flower Tower, that is your choice. You are more than welcome to keep wearing the cape, but you cannot convince us to join, bitch. I was forced to wear that cape as a child. The cooking, the cleaning, the overachieving black excellence, making straight A's my whole life, and it was never acknowledged because the only thing acknowledged in the black community is coonery, is menstrual cycling. So if you can play an instrument good enough, if you can tap dance good enough, you can fake preach good enough, you can play a sport good enough. Most black men are still thinking about what they can do to tap dance for white men, for some money, so that they can get to white women. They never are really chasing things that put them in a position of power. Black men act like they just discovered real estate when Donald Trump got in office. Real estate has been a thing. Imagine wanting to be upset for other black women who are actually happy because you want to see them struggling, or you want to see me beside someone who looks like me or probably like you. Meanwhile, where were you when I was dating a black man for 10 years before I started dating outside of my race? Because as somebody who grew up in predominantly white areas, I too thought that I would end up marrying someone who looked like me, and it had nothing to do with my environment. So imagine getting out of predominantly white areas, actually starting to date black men, and realize they don't really fuck with you. They don't really like you. They don't like that you're educated. They think you're too smart. They think you talk too much. They think this and they think that. If they thinking about me and I'm actually the one that's going to be quiet when you say things I don't understand. I'm not finna argue with you and what? I'm not finna do all that. If you come to me and be like, shit, I date all women. I don't discriminate. I hear this from black men. Even my own brothers will tell you they don't discriminate. Meanwhile, my younger brother, who is a professional athlete, you want to know why he started discriminating? Because he found out a lot of white women don't find him attractive. And he tried to play with a white girl, okay? And she tried to pretty much put him in jail because she said he raped her. So imagine me seeing white women do stuff like this to black men all the time. Imagine me growing up with white women and seeing that most of them are not attracted to black men for real. They will say things like, Connor is so hot. Oh, well, I only talk to him. No, Jarvis, ew, gross. He just gives me money whenever I want. Like, look at him. He's so ugly. Like, he wants me to think that Michaela's ugly, but Michaela literally looks better than him. And they're like the same skin tone. Like, why would I call her ugly? But like he calls Michaela ugly. Like, but he expects me to see him as like attractive. Like, dude. So this is what we deal with a lot of times. We know how to spot racism. You don't because you're never in the vicinity of white people. We know that white people who are really white, they date within their own race because that's what's available to them. I did not grow up in an area where my only options were just black men. You could thank my black father for that. But something I did notice is even when I was in college, black men were not checking for me. The ones who were, they wanted me to mule. In other words, they wanted me to work. They wanted to live off of me. They wanted to drive my cars. They wanted to sell dope out of my house and things. Yeah, no. No, ma'am. I even tried dating the nice good guy, which is who I tried to date for 10 years. And after I left him, the good guy is still texting and blowing my phone up to this day, threatening to pew pew me, hoping that I, get deleted, wishing death on my unborn children if I ever have some. But this is the type of people that Flower Tower wants you to be with. Or I could just be with a false doctrine worshiping Christian man, right? Because religion and Christianity is so real. Yeah, that's why we're celebrating a pagan holiday today as black people in unison. Because bunnies and eggs don't got nothing to do with Jesus and the so-called quote-unquote resurrection. But what do I know? I'm just a preacher's daughter my entire life. And when I tell y'all, it's always black women who are watching you who have the most to say. What could you possibly say about a black woman who is minding her business, enjoying her soft life, working on her fitness and health, 2 years away from getting my doctorate in psychology? I own almost 10 acres of land, and I'm going to be creating a tiny home village on it so that I can help other black women live affordably and actually save their money instead of put themselves in debt traps like mortgages that are overly priced and expensive. So imagine trying to have smoke for me when your own mother is a black woman and didn't even put you in position to do anything other than get online and mammy for the black men who are not checking for you. Imagine telling me that the reason I'm dating a white man is because I'm trying to counter racism. Imagine pretending like at this point in my life, I haven't lived enough to understand that the people I experience the most issues with are other black people. I think it's funny. But I think most black women are in denial. Black women hate other black women, which is why there's not really a sisterhood. Even in fake sororities, I have cousins who grew up trying to bully me and talk down to me because they were willing to bust it wide open for any black man who wanted to mess with them. And they looked at themselves as better women, as knowing what black men want. Okay, they felt like if they could bust it open and make it easy for black men to get through. These are my black cousins with two black parents, okay, who went to predominantly black schools their entire life, dealt with black men only, never even thought about a white boy their entire lives. All they are is baby mamas and pygmies who are unpicked to this day. And that is the majority of black women that I knew and grew up with who are in my family. Even the ones who get picked, they spend 20, 30, 40 years muling for men they have to take care of, who they make more money than. And they also have to be single mothers while being married to these men, catering to them, cooking for them, cleaning. And then when they become 300 pounds and, whatever else, a lot of y'all act like, oh, well, they're in love. He's still cheating on her. Most of the black women in my family, their husbands have outside kids. But they didn't get them outside kids until they were married. So imagine being a black woman trying to tell me that me dating outside of my race is just so wrong. Well, I could care less what you think. I know what the fuck I see black women going through all around me. I have a dark-skinned auntie who is married to my dad's brother. Because I feel like people act like the black community is just not colorist. Most of my uncles are about my skin tone. I have a couple of them that's a little bit lighter than me. But most of my uncles who are lighter than me, they date women darker than them. Okay? But in retrospect, a lot of those dark-skinned women have low self-esteem. I have my auntie who, my first cousin Candace, okay? Because y'all, if you haven't heard me talk about her, she was I only have a couple girls on my side of the family. Most of my family is black men and boys. Okay, we are the only few girls in our side of the family. So imagine being born into a family where girls are literally the smallest percentage. That's all around us is boys and men. And still think we don't understand black men. But anywho, most of my uncles who are my skin tone only date girls who are the same color as Janae Aiko and things like that. I've watched this my entire life, even being my skin tone. So it does install in you colorism. It does teach you colorism. You do see them only love and show a certain type of love to lighter skinned women. And when we go out in public, a lot of times they're overly nice to white women. But when black women come to our tables, or black girls and dark skin, they might call her pretty. Look at her. She a pretty little dark something. They have to let you know she's pretty for being a dark skin or this and that. Half of them literally create kids that look just like her. I have a brother who plays professional basketball. Let me show y'all what he looked like. And you're welcome to see. People act like you can just afford to date any and everybody. I can't. My ex-boyfriend told me he was only with me because he thought my brother was going to the league. That's what he told me. My brother did go to the league. So imagine wanting me to choose men who want a free ride, who are looking for, they on some DDG shit. I don't care how good you dress, how much you try to act like a gentleman. A lot of them just want a free ride that they didn't earn. And I'm not finna be the mule, okay? You can take it how you want to, Flower Tower. Okay, I need your family structure to be set up. Y'all family don't need my family money. Y'all family don't think, you see what I'm saying? Imagine acting like common decency as a human is something you don't understand because black people are always competing with each other when it comes to stuff. Your stuff will never stop colorism. So give me a second. I'm going to show y'all what my little brother looks like because some people want you to have shame. I ain't got shit to be shamed about. Most people haven't lived through what I've lived through. Most people don't have the family dynamic I have. So you wouldn't understand what it's like to have something you actually have to protect from men who literally want to exploit you for it. And as someone who watched my mom be a preference, who overworked and muled and passed away at the age of 33 because my black father deleted her and got away with it, you can't convince me to take on the role of mammying for black men. I watched my mother lose everything she worked for us and herself, to a black man who was jealous of her. And when she got ready to leave because she saw he wasn't going to change or stop abusing her, he didn't even let her leave. And that is the problem a lot of black women are having. You want to cape for black men who, even after you figure out their caping, you can't leave them because you're tied to them either with children, your finances. And a lot of black men are not the breadwinners, the black women are. If black women would start being honest, most of them, their husbands can't afford a divorce. That's why it's cheaper to keep her. And in my dad's case, that was his reasoning for deleting my mom too. If my mom would have made it through the divorce and the custody battle, guess what? My mom would have had two homes. Okay, she would have had 2 to 3 businesses, a well-to-do daycare center, a well-to-do clothing and jewelry boutique, a well-to-do restaurant. My mom would have had all the money, and people would have saw my dad didn't have nothing but the church. Do you know how it feels to be a black woman and your younger brother, who can afford to buy any house in America or out of the country he wants to, is still living in a rent-free house that your mom left to you as the only girl? Can you make that make sense for me? Or are you gonna come on here and be like, well, that ain't got nothing to do with me because your daddy did? You're right, it doesn't. So I don't have to include you in my reasoning for moving the way I move. Get over it. You will never understand things you don't have to lose. You haven't earned them. And it's different between me and my mother because my dad or my brothers can't take anything away from me. Their names aren't on it. You want to know why I can date a white person? His name ain't on my land. It's on mine. It's all mine. His name ain't on my Audi 2020 some SUV. That's mine. I have multiple storages with things in there that I'm using that I'm going to decorate my tiny homes with. And I'm still going to help black women. I don't care if you made mistakes. I don't care if you became a single mom or you came out. I don't care. I'm still going to help black women who want to be helped, who have the ear to hear. Your mistakes don't define you. Just like I wasted most of my 20s trying to understand black men won't teach you that. They won't teach you that they're the ones that have a mental disconnect with their women and children. I think it's funny. My brother played basketball with John Morant. Let me show y'all because I forgot. I put my phone down. And John Morant's dad was not there when Ja was playing basketball. I think that is hilarious that all of a sudden he's at every game and y'all even know who his dad was. We never saw Ja's dad at any of John Morant's games when he was in college. We just saw his mom. So I think it's funny that his mom gets the least attention, even though she's probably not worried because of the money. But Ja's dad did not come around until he made it. And I think it's hilarious because that's how a lot of black men are. They don't see you for real till you make it. Let me show y'all my little brother. Because you can Google my little brother. I have no shame. I don't really care. Okay? When you type into Google, this is how you find my brother. Okay? That's his name. Jonathan. Okay? Jonathan. Stark. You see that? You see who pops up? American basketball player. That is my brother. So let's go to it and click it. So I can show y'all why some women don't understand. You can't afford to move like other women if you're not in a position to do what they're doing. So you click on my brother's name, you'll see that's my brother. Black as hell. We got the same Puerto Rican mom. And y'all don't mind my screensaver because I've been gardening and stuff. It's been going through. Okay. But that is my little brother. He's also played for Minnesota Timberwolves. He's played check him out, Tulane University. Murray State is where he played with John Morant. Let's talk about it, okay? Because a lot of people just act like I don't know what I'm talking about. Try to find, yeah, but if you're welcome to go Google him yourself, okay? Because people act like you just have a reason to lie. I don't have to lie. And the thing is, I barely talk to my brother a lot of times because of how he acts. He acts like he's above people. He's acted this way our entire lives because he's the favorite golden child in our family. That didn't stop me from getting out here and getting how I live. That's not the reason why I date white people. And if I didn't date a white person right now, if I found a quality black man who understood the same morals as me, who was willing to be a provider, who did not want to have kids out of wedlock, things like that, I would be with one. I don't find that. All I usually come across is black men who want me to sugar mama for them, who want to move in with me or who want me to put out when I don't owe you that. So imagine being a black woman who is not promiscuous, who comes from a family who was raised very super religious. Okay, even though I'm not religious to this day, you still want me to act like I don't have morals and don't practice celibacy. I'm with a white person and I still practice celibacy right now. What you thought I was doing? Throwing it back so I can get my rent paid? No, ma'am, he still fully provides. Some women don't understand morals and values and the ability to share that with other people. I don't really share my morals and values with most black people, which is why most black people try to call me white. Even if I can outdance them, outsing them, out talent them, and still understand everything they're fucking talking about, most black people, if you don't fully agree with them about everything they think about, they want to pretend you want to be white. I would never want to be anything other than what the fuck I am. There was a person who was doing interviews and they were asking people, what race would you want to be if you came back? Me? Imagine being mad because I love myself and you have to fake convince yourself you love yourself because black men don't tell you enough. My own father still didn't give me that type of love, and he had all the money in the world as a black man, and I still watched him get in front of churches full of black women, take all their money, never talk to them about gluttony, never tell them for real why they're single. Um, it would be black men coming to church with a white woman and wanting the whole church to accept their white women, and they did, and their mixed children, and their what are you talking about? But in my opinion, there are black men who can date white women who actually love them. A lot of them agree to disagree. That's how relationships really are meant to work. They're not meant to be, colorist and based on colorism like a lot of black people choose their marriages. A lot of black people don't choose their marriages and partners based on compatibility. A lot of y'all choose y'all partners based on looks, based on the people who allow you to get away with the most BS. You don't pick partners that will hold you accountable for your weight. You don't pick partners that will hold you accountable for your attitude and for how you view life or enjoy life. You don't pick partners that will make your life easier as a woman. You pick partners that you have to prove your worthiness to, and that never stops. It's an ongoing process. So imagine only black men only choosing you because you're willing to mule, because you're willing to do more than they are in a relationship. I'm gonna cook and clean. I'm gonna give you kids. I'm gonna gain weight and hit the gym. All he got to do is watch the game and wait for you to bring his plate and make less than you and pay half the bills. If that's what you want in a relationship, you can be your grandparents. Because when your grandmothers were working in factories, like mine was, making $4 an hour, $3 an hour, most black men were fighting for their right to marry Becky. They were out here screaming they have a dream that black boys and white girls can hold hands. And y'all to this day, Flower Tower online, backing up all these black men who were sleeping with white women while they were married to black women. It ain't nothing new. It's the same thing that happened to LeBron and Savannah. LeBron James, Savannah, he married a black woman, but if you really pay attention to her, when she ends up getting a divorce from LeBron James, she's going to have a wonderful book to tell about racism that people like Flower Tower wouldn't understand. I can write a book about racism, but because white people showing me that they are envious and jealous of me does not make me feel less than. The racism can continue because when black people are less than 13 to 15% of our entire population, and you still have to go above and beyond to hate me, okay? Do you not know that white people also get hate for being with me? If you're a black woman in an interracial relationship, you already know what I'm talking about. Other white people ain't just going around being nice to you because you're with a black person. But as a white person, they give you your respect. Usually. They try to. They try to pretend to. Most white men who date black women, they already know white women and other races are going to be like, why would he choose her? Like, what the? He must be desperate. He must be. And then when they go into stores, it's the white woman who has to pay for her family dinner. It's the white woman who can't stop looking at you. Her whole family's enjoying dinner, and she's just over there looking at you. Fake comfortability. Because if you were really that comfortable, why would I bother you? See, black women need to understand I go wherever I want, not where people want to see me. You don't have to want to see me. I'm here, and I am not my ancestors. So when I go into places, the doors are going to be open for me. I don't care who's side eyeing me. You can side eye me all you want to. I'm not getting beat. I'm not getting abused. Ain't no verbal abuse. Ain't no online talking crazy about black people behind my back. Imagine being upset because you want to see black women in interracial relationships be done wrong the way you see them get done wrong by black men. Like, imagine wanting to see them get done wrong. If you were really pro black woman, you'd be like, get it, sis. Because as somebody who's celibate and not even having sex, imagine being bothered because I'm still fully provided for, educating myself, working on my health and wellness. What are you mad about? Because you're still fighting for 40 acres and a mule that your own men don't want? Because your man is more worried about what his closet look like? I thank God I don't have to be with a man who cares about fashion the way he's not meant to care about fashion. I thank God I don't have to listen to my man. Even if I was single, I wouldn't care. But I thank God I don't have to listen to my man talk about, hey, you like this necklace? Look at this chain. Look at these earrings. Look at these. Don't even have them. Don't even, imagine it. Imagine a time where women are mad because as a feminine black woman, you actually understand the balance of masculine and feminine, and you cannot be with a man who is feminine. And a lot of black men are feminine and they want to be feminine. They want you to rest in masculine energy so that they can be feminine. It's not made for you. I'm not going to take time out of my skincare routine and everything else just so you can be in the mirror looking at yourself. Gay, feminine. Imagine a time where men are more focused on wigs, weaves, and lashes, and you online worried about why I date a white man. Because, bitch, my real hair is almost to my ass. I can still wear lashes. I can do girl things. I can do whatever I want, and I don't have to worry about my man being in women's spaces worried about what women do. At a time where, as soon as they told black men they can openly be gay, black women are still surprised they're struggling with dating. Yeah, because half of these men want to be with each other. Everybody else's birth rates aren't declining to the extreme, and the ones who are, it's because they are choosing better treatment. White women are acting like they don't want to just be hoes and OnlyFans models. We want to be wives, and most of you are wives. White women, a lot of times, they protest just for the hell of it because they can. Name one white woman who feels shame about dating outside of her race. Now, name one black man who is online feeling ashamed about dating outside of his race. But imagine getting online and saying, I side eye any black person in a relationship with white people. Because, because what? Because you can't be honest and accountable with how your community really is? Because, bitch, I can. I know that as a 9-year old, I was molested by a 19-year old who turned 20. And my black family rallied behind the black man rapist because they were more worried about what would happen to him in prison than what was going to happen to the 9-year old who had to grow up with this betrayal. Imagine knowing that most black women won't protect your daughters, won't protect your sons. They don't. You see what I'm saying? But y'all are mad because I'm honest about knowing, no, if something happens to my kids, I need my dude to be on top of a roof, ready to let that thing go. And it's okay. Imagine being mad because someone who doesn't look like me wakes up and it cares about my feelings, cares about my well being. How do you feel? Okay. Well, you can just relax. You don't, it's okay. Look, I'll load the dishwasher. Just relax. You're cramping. It's okay. Compared to, man, you've been getting a period your whole life, always acting like you, man. Females, man, females. Imagine men who still want to call you females instead of women while always calling themselves men. Imagine men who their main goal in life is to be seen by white people. That's why everything is seen as gay. Anything that would be an advancement for the black community is seen as gay. An educated black man, gay. A black man who dresses decently or a black man who doesn't care about fashion, gay. So a lot of black women don't even understand. A lot of black men date outside of their race too because there are so many small-minded black women who don't understand. You are free. Evolve. You don't have to be a certain image of black women. The problem is a lot of black women try to become what they think black men want. If Flower Tower had the body or the mentality to be a sexy red, she would be one. She can't. She looks too much like a menstrual cycle. Because what I think some people need to understand, Flower Tower, you don't speak for black people in America. We do. Most of us are this color. We brown. We are brown. We are brown. Flower Tower, you are the motherfuckers that came off that boat. And you still over here with your African mindset. Mad at the golden colored people because we are usually golden people. So don't be mad because we're living our life like it's golden. That's how it's meant to be. You can't live your life like it's golden because you're not meant to be here. To this day, it's not white people clowning us, it's white people clowning the African like black people that are here that came off them boats. If you are mad because your lips are super pink and your skin is super dark and you look like the little kid minstrels from back in the day, that's because your ancestors is them people that came off that boat. Your ancestors be breeding with us to change y'all features out. It's your ancestors who are over here in the highest numbers, still trying to improve the race by whiting it out. So you can talk about everybody else. It's black men who look like you, Flower Tower, who are over here with that mentality the most. You'd be hurt and sick if you realized that it was more light-skinned black men who are married than dark-skinned black men. But let a lot of black women tell it. They just like Glorilla. I like my niggas tall and brown and mixed with a little bit of ugly. Because they think they look better than them. They want somebody who makes them feel better. And a lot of dark-skinned men in America don't understand this, but when you clown dark-skinned black women as a dark-skinned black man, you're only saying that you don't like what you look like in girl form. How stupid does that look? What person of any other race has come online and be like, I'm a blonde with like blue eyes, but I swear to God, I do. There's just something about blonde hair girls with blue eyes. I swear to God, like it's just like ew. Like I could never see myself. You've never seen it. So imagine being free and it's your own men who have the mentality the most of not liking the girl versions of them. So imagine how you look being a girl version of a menstrual cycle and you're mad because American women, we know we don't look like you, Flower Tower. You don't speak for us. That's why you feel the way you feel. You're not the majority of black women. Women like myself are. We know we ain't ugly, bitch. And we know that you experience a harder time being darker skinned. And there's less of you who are darker skinned, not because we were slutted out during slavery. It's because the colorism that a lot of light skinned black women from different tribes and African dark skinned men from other places come here and bring. And yeah, racism exists. But do you want to know how it really doesn't affect women like myself the way you think? I'm in an era that's predominantly white. If I want to get my black ass up, put on some leggings and a t shirt, I'm going to do it. If I want to put my headphones in and go walking, do you think I care about what they think about me walking down the street? Yeah, I'm talking about the YouTuber. And she makes videos about me. Y'all don't even understand. I had a channel that had 20,000 subscribers already. They took me offline because I was talking about the truth, boo. I was talking about a lot of the things that I watched my brother go through to be a professional basketball player. He was literally talking about my brother has shown me rituals. They have to take oaths. They have to go to bulls and do rituals and things like that. They MK Ultra'd my brother to where he can't even remember our mom. And people will get on here and act like I'm just talking to be talking. Bitch, it's a reason why certain black people. Have you ever seen the movie They Clone Tyrone? This is how I feel about most black people. When you talk to them, this is how the people you're talking to. They're in a trance. You can't get out the trance. That's why we can't elevate you, because you will come to the areas we are and ruin everything we're putting in place for other black people who need to be here to develop their peace. And I don't care if you come to the suburbs with a black man and you're a black woman. Have you not seen my videos? I still support black love because I support black women. I want to see you thrive. Imagine Flower Tower coming online and saying, I am what the stereotypical black woman look like. Bitch, no, you're not. We look like us. That's why you know about Megan Good and Nia Longs and all. Bitch, we are that. Don't come here and try to erase us because you came off them African boats. You seen what the Prince of Egypt looked like. We are golden. That's why you think, why do you think they have a red bone, yellow bone? It's more red bones than yellow bones. That's why a lot of black women don't have a problem dating. And a lot of the men that pick us are red bones and stuff too. They blended us with other people. They blended us with the mulattoes and these Africans that came over here who look like Lupita and them. And when y'all think about black women in America, notice how when they show black women, they ain't showing Nia Longs and Megan Goods and Coco Jones and them. They're not. They're showing the ones that look like minstrels, like Flower Tower, or they're showing the ones who look like Kenya's twins hangout. Bald headed, strong ass, Terminator face ass, super dark, darker than any of our cousins and siblings. They show real Africans in the place of African American black women here. Because if they were showing us, bitch, you would understand why we don't feel ugly, why we don't really struggle with dating the way y'all trying to act like we do. It's the ugly spirited, ugly featured black women who get on here and act like we did something wrong because you from a different tribe. That's your tribe, bitch. We ain't gotta feel bad on your behalf. We don't have those feelings. I support light-skinned black women. I support dark-skinned black women. I think the only women that have a problem are the ones who are the uglier versions of themselves. But if they spent more time evolving, you probably wouldn't feel as ugly because you wouldn't have the time to care about what other people think about you who are not part of your path. And dusty black men are not a part of my path. Dusty black women who don't want to evolve and clap for other women. I don't care if you're with a white man or an Asian man. Is he treating you well? Do you feel good about yourself? Okay. Are you raising your kids to be better than you? Are you working on your health? Do you have somebody who's supportive enough to help you buy the groceries to get fine? Can you buy them yourself if you're single? Do you have enough money to say F that nigga and get on your own until whoever is Mr. Right comes along? And if you're gay, I want you to be happily gay. You ain't got to. People act like you can't be supportive of other people. The problem is these people choose to separate themselves and not be supportive of people like myself. I can't support people who hate me. That's not how karma works. That's not how energy works. So in unison, it's hard to support certain gay people. It's hard to support certain black people because all they do is talk about you if you don't believe how they believe. I was raised in predominantly white areas. Is most of my content about racism? No, because no offense, I shitted on white people growing up. I don't mean that in no bad way at all. I'm saying my dad was so hard on us as black kids. We couldn't go to school and do whatever we wanted. We had to make sure we was doing. And black people would act like we was doing this for white people. White kids would come to school and their parents would be happy if they just made straight D's. Let us come home with a C or a D. It's black people that are harder on themselves than anyone else. And after we went through school, realizing that we fought tooth and nail to be these perfect black kids, when we got older, we was like, how did somebody who barely passed high school still our boss? How are we not able to not get, y'all think the first thing we didn't do, even while we was going to predominantly white schools, what's up, Jonathan? We still dated and mingled with nothing but black people who were in majority black places. I thought I was gay growing up. Who you think was, you think I dated white girls growing up? Because I thought I was gay? Nah, baby, I was in the hood. Dating black girls who were studs, dating black girls who were, you see what I'm saying? So imagine acting like I don't understand even the intimacy level and mindset. Even a lot of gay women, lesbian women, black women, they're colors too. So at some point, I feel like black women and black men who are from predominantly black areas, they get on here trying to speak for women like me. You can't share my experiences. I've dealt with racism my whole life. You can deal with racism in a way to where it doesn't bother you. Because when you realize most of the people perpetuating that never pass you in life as a black person, that's like me worrying about crackheads and meth heads. That's what they become. The most racist people I grew up with, most of them is on the street corner. And you ride past them and be like, damn, that's why you was mad. And then you realize a lot of them be going through worse lives than you. A lot of them have worse parents than you. It ain't about stuff. When y'all stop thinking that people having more stuff than you means their life is better, a lot of white kids have more stuff than us. The ones who did, most of them were miserable. They were the bullies who came to school because at home they were getting beat by their parents, or their parents never even gave them affection. Their parents were taking trips to Europe and leaving them there and all types of stuff. Or they had mothers who would sleep with their first love, their first boyfriends. Like, y'all ain't talking about nothing. I watched a lot growing up to where racism don't bother me because I know white people lying when they act like their communities are better. I've seen it. I've lived in a neighborhood where we're the only black family. I lived in a neighborhood where white people would be envious because we were paying black maids to be in our neighborhoods, cleaning our houses and our cars, cutting our grass. We didn't pay nothing but black people to service us. Black painters, black maids, black lawnmowers, black everything. Jonathan, if you don't get your fat white ass out my comments, you must think because I date outside my race, I date down. I don't date fat white men. Get your white ass out my inbox. Goodbye. Imagine being offended for someone having standards. John, let me help you out. Because then why are you here? Now, if you was in Sunkissed, not Sunkissed, if you was in Flower Tower, she might probably screenshot you and come back later looking for a trick. But we understand how racism and stuff works and fetishism works. No offense. That's why the woman who actually got deleted by a white dude and cut up because she couldn't tell, she couldn't see um, the type of white person he is because she was blinded by money. Sade Robinson. It's usually darker skinned women who be craving the attention of any type of white man and deal with anything. Not us. A broke white man is a red flag. A fat white man is a red flag. But he knows it's different if he gets with me as a fat black woman. Sir, you're going to watch me evolve and you're going to help pay the ticket. Oh, you want to love me for real? You want to prove you're not racist? Well, we're going to date and it ain't no sex. But the thing is, that's not just my standard for white men. That's my standard, period, sis. Imagine being mad because I created my own standards. Because even though my mom's a preference, I still refuse to be my mom. My mom was a preference and still chose to be a mule for a black man who ended up literally outliving her because he deleted her, getting away with it, and he had the image as a preacher. The whole community rallied him. And y'all think I'm finna sit up here and tie myself to black men, and if something happened to me, ain't nobody in the streets protesting for me like Trayvon Martin. Y'all don't even get on the streets and protest when people doing stuff to your kids. I'm cool dating somebody that I know if somebody do something to my kids, I will happily say they will ride about it. I'm happy to know that I can talk to a man who still is not competing with my femininity and womanhood. White men are not threatened by your femininity. Black men are. My own dad was colorist and threatened by my femininity. That's why he was like, oh, no makeup, no this and that, no this and that. None of the women he dated were like that. Quite the total opposite. Black men a lot of times feel threatened by real femininity on black women. They're okay with it on other women because they can't control it. But when they get with certain white women, notice how they control their femininity to match black women's. They're only offended by femininity on black women. Bitch, you still I see got my bonnet on. I don't care if I'm with a white man. You think I'm in here saying, please bring me some 1987 wine? No, sir. Can you bring me that Kool-Aid? Thank you. Why pretend that I have to be something I'm not to be with a white man? It's you have to pretend to be something you're not when you're with black men. Yes, because it's promoted. And a lot of times I think it's because they see other black women always being hard on other black women too. It makes you not want them because you see them as problematic. You can't never just be honest. You can't never um, just be real about how you feel. But as somebody who knows I go out of my way to support black women, I cannot stand when dark skinned black women pretend they do more for the culture than I do. Imagine getting your doctorate so that you can be just as racist, if you want to call it that, to other people. And I'm not even choosing to be racist. I'm just telling you, I'm not going. I'm not paying all this money to get my doctorate to not hire who I want to hire. I'm hiring nothing but black women who want to be in that position of doing well for themselves. You want to make 30 something an hour? Hell, I put you on salary if I'm able to afford it in my own office. Do you see what I'm saying? Imagine wanting to do more for black women. You cry about not having opportunities and jobs. Give us time to create it, bitch. This is expensive. Okay, medical school is expensive. You want to be able to go to a black doctor who looks like you, who's going to say, "Girl, look, I know they told you this, but this is not the medicine you need. I know I'm supposed to make my money like this, but let me tell you something. Get you some turmeric, get you some ginger, start taking your probiotic like this. You can actually find this at Walgreens and stuff like that. I'm not going to write you this prescription. This prescription is about $280. Keep your coins, baby, okay? Now, I am going to tell you your blood pressure is sky high. I need you to cut that down. I need you to drink some more water, and I need you to take some sodium out of your diet. Let me give you this pamphlet. This is a meal plan that I need you to incorporate and quickly because I would love to see you 5 to 10 years from now. I don't know if that's going to be possible if you keep living how you're living. I love you, sister. Here you go. I am the doctor, bitch. You don't come in my comments telling me what I'm not doing for black women. I have to get there. Imagine never being able to allow black women to get there. Let us get there. I'm tired of black women who are not in my position trying to argue with me about what I'm fighting. I'm fighting the racism on our behalf. And you're on here crying and whining about shit you're not doing. Let me continue to have a fight and have black people in my corner. That's where we struggle. That's why a lot of us get in these areas and we have to give up. That's why I'm taking a break. Imagine dealing with actual extreme racism because the white people in your vicinity in medical school can't handle why your black ass there. Bitch, because I worked to be here. Half of y'all didn't, and that's why it bothers you because you know I'm going to test above all of you. I'm working for this. I'm doing this for the culture. Do you understand me? I'm doing this because my grandmother has cancer and they talking about it's incurable. I'm doing this because I need the information that you have because we always understand knowledge better. I don't need you to be my doctor. I can be my own. So people get mad when I know what type of black, I know where we come from. I never forgot. Imagine not being able to handle the black people who ain't forgot. Let me be. If you could support Sexy Red and Janae Aiko and Lotto's and Cardi B's, bitch, why can't you support me? Why are you not in my comments and lives by the thousands saying, yes, sis? Because you can't. You can't even see yourself for what you are. You so full of hate for yourself. But let a white person get up here and do a TikTok dance. Y'all the first people who up here inviting people to a cookout. Bitch, I ain't got no cookout to invite nobody to. Ain't nobody invited to my cookout. You family or you not. We ain't got no friends. We ain't got no allies. And I'm not going to keep telling people that. Me dating the white man I'm with and his family, they don't stand in the place of other white people in their racism. Imagine acting like I think that I'm white and I'm binded to whiteness because I date someone white. Baby, this struggle never stop being your struggle. It ain't nobody else's. It wasn't even given to them for a reason. I don't care who don't survive. I was made to. I'm the original. So imagine being upset because black women in America don't really know our tribes. And because people like Flower Tower is from Africa, bitch, go back to Africa. You're gonna always hear about racism in America, but as somebody who lives in areas where I don't let that stop shit, because it don't really stop shit, bitch, they can act like they black all they want to. When I walk up in Chick-fil-A, you said what now? Ah, okay, I thought you were saying something. You said what now? What's your name? Caden. Caden, I'm gonna need you to talk like Caden. All right. Thank you. I would like a number 7. Do you understand what I'm saying? Imagine acting like you don't have power. Bitch, my power ain't less than white people. When I go places, I am people's ultimate recollection. You can't play with me. A lot of people are used to playing in predominantly white spaces because they don't see enough of us. We here. Get over it. That don't make me racist or colorist because I check people for their racism. I check black people for their ignorance. Anybody can get it over here. So imagine not wanting to tell black people about ourselves in private or do it in a way to where we can understand each other, to where you have to get messy and petty for other black people to get where you coming from. And then they realize you're probably not the one to play with. I shouldn't have to get to that level for you to understand where I'm coming from. That's what I'm getting at. You getting online and questioning and side eyeing other black people who are doing more for you than the black community, I have a problem with that. You constantly making videos about the type of partner I choose to date when you don't have my experiences as a black woman, none of them. If y'all go through and look at my content, y'all will see why I look at black men as in depth as I do. Imagine being the preacher's daughter and watching how the preacher is. Oh, if I made a video about you, you must have rubbed me the wrong way because I'm very vindictive and I have no shame in that. I have no shame in making videos about nobody. If I made a video about you, you probably came on my channel playing. And I don't play. I didn't come here to be liked. I am okay with being the villain. When I tell black women certain things, I'm telling you this from the bottom of my heart, not the chip that's sitting on my shoulder. I'm telling you everything that I go through, a lot of the things that help me thrive. Because a lot of black women are in the time where they want to be seen as evolving, or they just want to evolve without having to worry about certain things. People who are not in environments where you want to be, a lot of them are not going to be making content to help you navigate the suburbs or how to deal with racism and nice nastiness or how to get better jobs and things like that. You can't get to a better place in life not listening to the black women who are doing it for their own. You see what I'm saying? I'm not doing what I do in life because of a white person. That ain't never been my goal. In fact, I never thought I would see the day where I would date outside of my race. But that's who I spiritually agreed with. So imagine being upset because a lot of black people are living in false spirituality and you're not really who you think you are. Yeah, you can't tell me I'm not who I am. I don't care. I know what the fuck I've been through to get where I am. I've gone through a lot of homelessness. I've gone through a lot of black people not supporting me. I've gone through a lot of racism. Most of my most hardest times in life, black people didn't have my back and white people didn't either. So right then I understood I have to be for me. Okay, you understand who's for you, not based on skin tone, based on really the stuff you go through. And I didn't wait. I didn't meet people when I was going through my hard time. I waited till I had my shit together. You won't meet different people when you going through your hard times than when you don't need people, because you can see shit in them real quick if you don't need them for something. And a lot of black women don't give themselves the chance to do that. You can understand the colorism and hatred from black women when you pull yourself out of the mix and stop hyping up their bullshit. If I tell you it's not cute to be fat, it ain't cute to be fat. If I tell you it's not cute to be negative and bitter to other black women, it's not. But imagine the only time you listen to other black women is when they returning your energy. Well, I return energy to bitches till they understand how your energy coming off. That's what I do. I'm a spiritual person. Now, me telling you about yourself doesn't mean I'm vibrating low with you. I'm just simply telling you because there's not enough people around you who have the ability to get to you. You can't get to me. So I can tell you about you without taking on your energy. I'm just going to return that shit back to you nicely. You probably just won't like how I do it because a lot of people considers that embarrassing. Well, the truth is needed. I don't care how embarrassing it is. Because when I don't know shit, I ask or I research. I don't pretend I know it. I don't pretend I go through things I don't go through. Because one thing I'm not here to do is kiss ass. I don't kiss nobody's ass. I come here with truth. I come here telling the things a lot of people be embarrassed to tell about themselves. I'm not embarrassed to tell my story. Most women don't even make it out alive in my story. What are you talking about? My own mother didn't even make it out alive in my own story. So imagine me telling my mother's story, her mother's story. I'm telling you the story. I'm literally one of the only bloodline girls left in my family. And you're mad because I go hard the way I go hard. I can't afford not to make it further than the women before me. Most of them died still in their youth. Imagine being mad because I'm breaking curses instead of fucking catering to people's feelings. I can't afford to do that. I'm okay with people disliking me because as time goes on and people understand that I'm really doing what I say I'm doing, they're gonna be the first people who be flocking to my channel. Watch how quick I go to 100K subscribers, 300K, all because it's only gonna come after I get the title and you see what I'm saying? Imagine black people not supporting me during any of this, and if I choose not to support certain black people when I make it fully, they're gonna be the same black people who act like I'm doing something wrong. You didn't support me while I was on my journey. You had more hate for me. You had more disrespect. You're the only people who come to my channels being disrespectful, knocking my messages, knocking the information that I'm paying money to give y'all for free. I'm not on here begging y'all for money. I'm not on here asking y'all for none of this shit. So imagine somebody who trying to spread awareness for free, and y'all over here giving them nothing but hate because you can't get you in a place where that's all you know. A black person not agreeing with you warrants hate. Meanwhile, white people get online, a lot of them, they're never hard on each other the way they're harder on other people. White person do a DUI. Well, I'm just glad he lived long enough to learn his lesson. Let it be a black person. Put him under the jail. We see the same racism y'all see. The problem is y'all ain't even around the racism. It be us who around it. So if anybody ain't got patience and understanding and understand how to navigate their emotions and control them, don't you think it's the black people like myself who live in areas where we have to counter racism? And y'all always think shit peaches and cream. Baby, it's some white women who don't even know. Ma'am, yes, we are at Red Lobster. But when you go in that bathroom, I might just follow you in there and one hit quit your ass. Cause you ain't playing with me. Ain't no cameras in there. You won't know who the fuck hit you when you wake up and I'm gone. Y'all can act like y'all ancestors. I don't turn the other cheek. And your race ain't got nothing to do with that. And it's sad that a lot of women don't understand you are the last person, Flower Tower, to be worried about racism. You ain't even where it's at. You don't even have the emotional intelligence to be in the presence of racism. That's why you surrounded by black people and you bothered by it. I ain't bothered by it. It ain't keeping me from nothing. I know the energies that walk with me. I know my ancestors are somewhere fighting things I can't see in this realm. Because I talk to my ancestors. I ain't talking to white Jesus. I talk to my mother goddesses. Where would you be if you didn't talk to your mother? So why would I be praying to Jesus and a man and God? Fake God. Girl, boo. So one thing I can say is a lot of black women don't get it till they get it. And I'm not here to rush you on a path you have to choose for yourself. I can't make you see through bullshit. I can't make you understand that as a black woman, you only have smoke for other black women because you're still male minded. Ma'am, we come from the matriarchy. And if you don't want to get in your matriarch energy, that's you. I've been there. I watched my mother and her mother pretty much become slaves to their own need to worship and to be dominated by men. You are free. Why would I choose the same thing as them? Why would I choose to be the very same type of pick me woman that I watched send my mother and her mother to an early grave? Why would I choose the religion that I watched send most of the people I grew up watching? Most of them are passed away. Half the couples that was going to church when I was growing up, half the kids I went to school with that was going to my church, same grades as me, a lot of those kids are strung out in jail, in prison. The church is not a place for black people. But look how many black people finna gather for a pagan holiday to celebrate it today. Because they can only hear what white people and other people tell them. You ain't even listening to the black people who trying to get the point across to you. You're not listening to those black people. You are not listening to those black people. In fact, you're disrespecting them because you're so used to hearing false knowledge, false doctrine. You're so used to being told what you want to hear because that's how you appease most black people. You just tell them it's okay, the stuff they doing wrong. You just ignore the stuff that you know that's gonna kill them. And yeah, girl, you keep smoking them Newport shorts and them Newport 100s and yeah, go ahead. No, y'all don't want to hear people say put that shit down. You don't need that, brother. You want to complain about smoke? Here, hit this weed. At least I grow this shit. You ain't gotta get it from them. We grow it. Like a lot of black people understand certain things, but they don't. But I think there's nothing more frustrating than black people who know they do not want your path, but they still want to knock you and talk shit about you while you're on it. Imagine acting like I chose my path so I can get to white people. Bitch, I ain't chasing white people. I have no need. But imagine black people not understanding a lot of white people can choose who they want because they don't care what other people think. Most black people still are at the point where you still caring what other people think. If you did what was best for you, you definitely wouldn't care what people think because what people think don't matter. You can be knowledgeable and still live. You see what I'm saying? Imagine acting like you can't be yourself because other people. Imagine acting like as a black woman, racism is stopping me from finishing medical school. Nah, baby, the only thing stopping me right now is the fact that I'm tired and it ain't free. I said, fuck this. I'm finna take a break and enjoy my summer this year. Use my coins for something other than paying for books and internships and stuff. Nah. But imagine acting like I'm on here asking for money so I can do stuff like that. I'm not. What's for me is for me, and I'm not gonna have to beg and plead and all that to get it done. I don't think like that. I do not think like that. And imagine having coming from a family with money and my family don't pay for nothing. Not a thing. My brother plays professional basketball and he's so cheap. He literally will sit up there and be like, well, I'll do this and when you gonna pay me back that $300? Sir, how much do you make a month? Multiple times a month. Like y'all don't even understand. Most black men, they so busy spending their money, um, Even when they get money, it's still tight because they really spending that money to impress people with their lifestyle. Their lifestyle becomes having more than people. And as somebody who grew up and realized how to be frugal, as somebody who was already the candy lady when I was growing up at school with white kids, I didn't go to school and feel inferior to white kids. I was taking all their money. Man, you know you want these hot chips. Nah, that's $1. But you just sold it to him for 50 cents. Yeah, 'cause he black. You got $1. Give me $1. Or you ain't getting no hot chips. You gonna have to go get them Bram's chips they selling over there. What you want? Yeah. So imagine being mad at me for literally being myself, not understanding a lot of the things that made me myself come from my black side, come from the hustler side of me, come from. Imagine not understanding that. Imagine thinking that my life was cookies and cream, and then when I got old enough to understand, I worked my ass off just for people who didn't to pass me. I understood how racism worked. But a lot of times, you can't fault a 16-year-old. I graduated high school at 16. You can't fault me for not understanding that. And I didn't have parents to teach me. Black excellence is not rewarded. And I didn't understand that till I was 16 years old in college. And I was like, damn, I'm broke. Why didn't somebody tell me I need more money? Why didn't somebody, you see? But imagine raising your kids in predominantly white areas and not teaching your kids how to get money, not using your environment to put your kids in position to get certain types of jobs and stuff like that. Like, that was my father's job. Hold on. You said, you said, hey, I'll take the views, but you were completely wrong about how I feel. Telling our women to lose is the way. Telling our women to lose is the way to get far is not right. What? Which is why I made the comment. What are you talking about? Explain what you're talking about, because I don't even understand the comment you just said. Because as somebody, okay, now this. Oh, okay. So you're. I did make a video about you. Okay, and I'm gonna keep it up because I said what I said. You don't understand what I'm talking about, so I'm gonna explain it to you. Okay, because as somebody who actually is losing weight, even with medical issues, I don't come on here and complain that my medical issues are keeping me from losing weight. I would be lying. Okay, losing weight does put you in a different state of mind, a different state of body, and a different state of abundance. As women, black women do not understand real spirituality. You cannot attract what's due to you when you have too many things blocking it. Fat is a blocking mechanism. Okay? Now, if you don't understand your own body, that's fine. But this is why I'm in school. And as somebody who's also used to be a stripper, I definitely understand the benefits of being healthy. As somebody who gained weight due to steroids, I do understand having hormones and other things that have, you know, I'm not going to say halt the weight loss process, but black women are not honest. You eat too much. You eat too much and you worry too much about business that has nothing to do with you. That is why you're fat. That is why you're depressed. That is why you're angry. That is why you have smoke for what I'm telling you about your weight. I don't care if you choose to be single. If you choose to be single and you get healthy, if you learn how to release your stress, getting up and moving around, going walking, I don't care if you go walking for an hour a day. I challenge you, Nicole, to walk 10,000 steps a day for 30 days and you tell me you ain't lost 10 to 20 pounds. I dare you to fast for 3 days and tell me you don't lose 20 to 50 pounds. I'd give you $100. You can drop your cash tag in here if you do it completely and don't do what I'm telling you. I will put my own money up. I challenge you to do what I'm telling you and then come here and tell me that I'm wrong for saying what I'm saying and that losing weight is hard as y'all make it. I've already seen what you look like. I've already seen what you look like at when you were in your youth. See, what some black women don't understand, your youth is not meant to leave as soon as you have children. You're meant to maintain your youth even after children. You're not able to maintain it because y'all are stressed to death. You are overworked to death. You are single mothers who are married or in relationships. So most women, black women who are even in relationships with black men, a lot of y'all are still tired, still stressed. It don't matter what you do. Your man's still cheating. He's still disrespectful. Your kid's still out. When you get through having kids in poverty, dating men in poverty is not for black women. You cannot afford it. If you can't tell what I'm saying, look what it's done to you. Dating in poverty, when you still have your youth, is why you lose it. Black women aren't even taught how to navigate poverty mindset. You're just taught to like have crushes on the little boys who have crushes on you. But why are y'all not talking about the half the little boys that have crushes on you are still out here sleeping with gay boys? They still out here going back and forth to prison, getting out, giving y'all HIV. That's why half of these dudes, y'all see them 24/7 posted up with other dudes. Oh, I'm just smoking with my brother. They dressed alike, sharing the same women if they is talking about women. They want the same couple 304s that every other dude want. If you spent more time listening to women like myself, I guarantee you your stress meter will go down. If you listen to black women who were literally in a family where I was meant to be the next bloodline sacrifice, but I went on ahead and chose my own path and said, no, no, no. I'm not just gonna lay down and take it. Ain't no beat them to join them. I come from the matriarchy. See, men want you to call on men and their God and their men. No, I call on my mother goddesses. That's what got us out of this in the first place. That's where we came from. Y'all want to talk about fat black woman? You want to know the biggest red flag? A fat white woman. And look through America. My 600-pound life wasn't invented for black women. Y'all better stop listening to fake statistics. You want to know why a lot of black women have African statues or black women statues through their house? Ma'am, we are our own body goals. And some of us is still made like Sarah Bartman. Imagine them calling you overweight for literally being yourself, for being how you were naturally born. Meanwhile, a lot of other races are purposely underweight because they want to appear childlike. I said what I said. It ain't just your genetics. It's because that's what a lot of y'all men like. I'm not attracted to men who are attracted to children. And black men, a lot of black men, they are attracted to children. I know because I once was a curvy little girl. I didn't know much about boys and dating, but I knew that a lot of older black men wanted to be with me sexually. Y'all can say what y'all want to. Y'all dads won't teach y'all about men because then you look at your dad differently. I guarantee it. The ones who are actually there. If your mom's told you about marriage, most black girls wouldn't even want to get married. That's why marriage isn't talked about, because there's way more people having kids than getting married. There's way more people who are miserable in their marriages. Why would they come on here and pretend, make a podcast about happiness? Black men are in unison online talking shit about us as black women. And a lot of black women, instead of getting your health together, instead of becoming and evolving into the woman you're made to be, you don't have to get on here and talk shit to other black women to prove black men right. Get on here and become your best you. Get on here and uplift other black women. You ain't got to agree with the whole message, but one thing I will never promote is religion and Christianity because I come from that. And I know that is not the way. That is not how I receive abundance. That is not how I receive knowledge. You cannot receive knowledge when you always have something countering it. It does not matter. Black women have the quickest snapback out of all races of women. That is not an excuse. That's why a lot of y'all great greats had 10, 12 kids and you can't even see it on them. I don't want to hear that. That is cap. Yes, kids changes your body, but having kids, I know y'all don't understand this, but having kids in your youth when you're too young is also something that became normalized. But the thing is, a lot of women who have kids in their youth, when I say youth, I'm talking like between the ages of 16 to 23. A lot of the women who have children in that time, you are the people that develop early menopause. And it's a lot of times because at times you were not meant to be overweight, you were. And it triggers things in your body that symbols aging. So you're already allowing yourself not to be active. So you can't just have kids and use that as a reason to stay fat. And that is what's happening. You're keeping the baby weight on you when it's supposed to be getting off of you, and you can't because of your diet and your lack of inactivity. You're supposed to be moving. You're supposed to have a partner who actually is willing to take off some of the load of motherhood, and you're not getting that. A lot of Black women are actually going through what's considered to be postpartum depression. And weight gain and not understanding your hormones is a part of that. That comes from having kids, because most women who don't have kids, they don't have that issue with weight loss. And they also don't go through menopause the same way. And that's women who are 400, 500 pounds. You're not that big. So if women who are 400, 500 pounds can lose weight and still not go through early menopause, you're not understanding the reason why you're going through it is because you probably had kids in your early youth. And you kept that weight on from your babies way too long. And I guarantee you, y'all don't think about the fact you are literally eating GMO foods, vitamins, all types of things. They're letting you know you're eating genetically modified things. So a lot of the things you're getting nourishment from, they're literally telling you on the package that they have no nourishment, no nutrients. So you're literally eating mock nutrients, things that have no value to your actual body as a woman. So if you change your diet to things that actually have things in them that benefit you as a Black woman, you don't have the same body. You do not have the same genetic makeup as white women. You can get on here and try to watch their diets, try to imitate them. Even the most healthiest Black women usually are thick and curvy. It is what it is. The ones who aren't, it's usually their genetics that make them very tall and slender. And that's beautiful as well. But I'm speaking for a lot of the bigger women who think they're big boned. You're not big boned. You're overweight. I said what I said. You are made to be smaller. Your hormones are going to be all over the place when you have too much weight on your body. And to process, sometimes your brain goes into overwire mode because it's trying to understand all the things that's attached to it. You have to release the extra weight. Just like when you wear weave and you don't know whose personality and hair and stuff you're wearing, you don't realize all the chemicals you're putting on your scalp. You don't realize all the people selling you your hair products and weave products are also selling you spirits and chemicals that send you to an early grave. You can't get mad when you don't understand diabetes, overweightness, stress, okay, mental illness. You're mixing a whole bunch of things in one. You got to pick one thing and start from there. Okay, because it's not just one thing that's causing you to be fat. It's several. And it really pisses me off when women who have children who are damn near adults or teenagers, your excuse for being fat is long over. Okay, your kids are not babies anymore, most of you. Okay, so if you are not newly into your just had kids phase, stop using having kids as a reason for you being fat. You're fat because you're stressed, and you're stressed because you're fat. When you lose weight, you don't give a fuck what men think about you. You can go put on your cutest outfit and go wherever you want to go. A lot of women are jealous of because you don't look the way you want to look. You can fake, like you can put on a bikini all you want. You're going to look in the mirror and see yourself a different way if you lose weight in that bikini. It ain't got nothing to do with men. It ain't got nothing to do with other women. It literally is yourself. You're purposely tricking yourself into believing you're happy the way you are. You're not. You're not happy just standing there and you're out of breath. You're not happy when you take off your clothes and you look in the mirror and you can't see your frame. Imagine carrying extra mental baggage and extra physical baggage. I don't even believe a lot of fat women have the time to be listening to negative content. If you're already struggling with your weight, the last thing you should be doing is looking at content of black femicide as well as mukbangs and stuff like that. You should be literally looking at the opposite of what you struggle with. The more, like I said, the mind is important. What you focus on is important. What you feed yourself mentally and physically is important. But a lot of black women only go places where they can be fed, that it's okay to be fat. It's okay. Men still like you. Yeah, but the type of men that like you. You see what I'm saying? When you get through talking about being a mother and being overweight, your kids also choose their partner based on how they see their mother. So if they don't see you in shape or they don't see you enjoying your youth when you're still young, they don't care that you're their mother. They don't want to be with someone who is like you when they watch you be 35 and 40 and you look like someone who's 60 or 70 based on how you carry yourself. Mentally, you are just telling them silently what not to go for. So you can't act like weight doesn't affect a lot of things. If you really want your sons to look at black women as more attractive, don't you think you have to show them a better version of black women even as you age? It don't matter how good you cook. It don't matter how much toys and video game systems you buy them. Choose being healthy so they can see black women look a certain way. Well, I know my mama look good. My mama 45 years old. You still can't even tell. She look good, don't she? I know. Show them what their genetics are meant to do. They would start wanting them more. Do you understand what I'm saying? A lot of black men also date outside of their race based on their compatibility with other people. If he wants to hit the gym, if he wants to do this, why would he get with a woman who just wants to sit in the house and eat hot Cheetos all day and watch Love and Hip Hop? You want to know why I love being with somebody who lets me be myself? I don't have to spend money and waste money on wigs and $400 $500 braids to impress my man. If I want to go swimming, I can get my hair wet. And baby, my curls is popping. I ain't gotta feel like you see what I'm saying? It don't matter about the length, it's about the health. But because I started caring about my health over length, the length came, baby. But imagine being in a time where you're so used to changing yourself and none of the stuff you're changing is actually you're able to uphold. I don't care how many different times a year you get your hair braided and styled. Is your hair still looking the way you want to? Is if it did, you wouldn't wear so much weave. You wouldn't care for it. You wouldn't feel the need to go drop hundreds on something you got sitting on top of your head for free. If you spend $500 on hair oils, a steamer, just products you need to enhance your hair, Shakai powder, Amli, Brahma oil. If you spent money on the things that were really important to you, how much do you really think you wouldn't be out here saying long hair don't care? Your hair would be just like any other woman's. Honestly, it will probably be thicker and longer because that's literally what I experience. The amount of girls who say, "Ooh, girl, what you mix with?" Girl, look at here. It ain't got nothing to do with that. Because if you take care of your hair, if you washed your hair enough, if you wash your hair 2 3 times a week instead of once every month and stuff like this, baby, your texture gonna soften too. If your body need water, why would your hair not need water and consistent washing? It's that simple. Imagine acting like you the hygiene queens, but you act like you can't take the time to wash your scalp, how you receive your energy vibrations. The water, when it rains, it don't touch your feet first. It goes from the head down. So you can't consider everywhere else and don't consider your crown. Your crown is very important. Your crown is how you receive your knowledge and everything else. So imagine always covering it. Imagine always adding, synthetic chemicals that have cancer bonds and different agents in it to your hair, intertwining it with your frequency meters. And then you wonder why you can't agree to disagree with other black women, because we're not in the process of understanding each other. Your need of wanting to be so different from me is why you're struggling. Your need of not being able to be on code with other black women. You ain't gotta come online and openly disagree with me in that way. The only reason I respond to other black women when I respond to them is because a lot of those black women are publicly denouncing everything I'm doing right. And I do have a problem with that, especially when I know I've worked to gain the knowledge I've gained, and I'm not just telling you stuff because it sounds good and I Googled it. I wouldn't tell you nothing I haven't tried before. Come on here. Would you like to do a three day fast with me? Would you like to jumpstart your health? Would you like to spend your summer looking in the mirror and jumping up and down because you're so happy you remember what it felt like to be young and youthful again, and can't nobody take that from you? Would you like to do a 3-day fast with me? Because I'm willing to do that with you. And then you can come here and you can watch your own face de-bloat. Okay, you can come here and be like, girl, I put on this dress that I haven't wore in about 4 years. And when I say it looks so good on me, I don't even got a waist trainer on. Black women who want to see black women succeed, baby, we willing to do it with you. We're not competing with you. We don't want to see you in pain. We don't want to see you feeling down about yourself. We don't want to see you dating below your means, below your class level. Elevate yourself and stop looking for somebody to be comfortable in your own misery. That's why a lot of y'all are making it to femicide channels. Choose better. Don't just listen to people say, don't choose better because you want to prove a point to people. Choose better because you want a soft life. You want to enjoy the peace of being still. What are you talking about? Your energy creates that. That's what we came from. A lot of men, they want our essence. They want our energy. They want the ability to just be in feminine energy. You don't have to give nobody the privileges that were bestowed upon you as a black woman. When you choose to get online and cape for black men who are online purposely letting you know they don't want you and things like that, I have a whole cabinet full of natural vitamins and minerals. I've done 3 days, no water, but that's your opinion. No, it's not my opinion. These are facts. You can say what you want. If you were doing these things without eating in between, without snacking, without being in negative energy, if you were doing these things based on good intention and not based on what men think, it's not about your vitamins. I do not care about your vitamins. A lot of that stuff is overrated and overpriced. And this is why I tell you, I'm not the same type of black as you. I don't trust white people with a lot of the things I put in my body. I don't care. Hell, a lot of white people don't even trust the white people with the stuff they put in their bodies. So why would I just act like taking vitamins is going to change something? You want to take some vitamins? Get your fat ass up and go outside and get some free vitamin D. Go walk around in nature. Go find you a good trail in nature and walk around and release some of that negative built up energy that you have. Make 10,000 steps a day your target goal for 30 days. Hell, do it for a week and come back and argue with me. Because you're not going to keep getting mad at me for telling you your hormones and things like that is not why you're overweight. You notice what you said. You work 3 jobs. You're stressed, sweetie. You're stressed and you're overworked. And no matter how much you try to eat healthy and take vitamins, when you are overworked, when you are not allowing your body the chance to rest, rest is important. How do you think you reset your workouts? How do you think you reset your day? If you're not resting enough for your form to actually take in the work that's being done to it, it's not going to take. You have to rest. But you're not resting because you're not understanding. You're an overworked woman. And one of the reasons you're overworked is because you think too much and about the wrong things. And you've probably taken on the struggle of being a single mother. So your need to prove how good of a mother you are by yourself is tiring. Not managing your stress is an excuse. And that's why I say it's only black women who want to argue with black women who have more knowledge than them. Ma'am, I came from 350 pounds, damn near. And I was on steroids when I started losing my weight, and I'm already down 60 to 80 pounds. What are you talking about? If I can do it with a medical issue, you're not going to come on here and be like, well, stress. You can't choose what type of stress you're taking on. Why are you working 3 jobs? When I checked your channel, you just said you're unemployed. How are you working 3 jobs but you unemployed? Which one is it? And you just made a video about being unemployed a few days ago. That's why I be thinking people just get on here and lie. You lie based on what you don't like that I say. I don't have to lie. What I'm saying now is the same thing I'm going to continue to say. And when you come back on my channel in August, okay, and you watch how I look now, okay, you want to see how you look? You see how I look now? Come back on my channel in August. And I'm going to be the same woman saying the same thing I'm saying now. And you're going to say, wow, she's lost like 60 more pounds. Okay, but that's your choice. Do you not understand that I don't pay any bills? My money is mine. The money I make, I put that up. Y'all, a lot of people be worried about me dating a white person. He can fuck up if you want to. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to be like, yes, I would like to put $5,000 down on deposit for this condo. Yes, I do. Thank you. Imagine being bothered by somebody who's already putting shit into place that needs to be however it needs to be. A lot of black women only be mad because I'm not choosing to be the mule. I don't have to. That's not my energy. And regardless of energy, the opportunities of jobs I take are usually not jobs that put me around a lot of black women. The black women I usually work around, they end up being my biggest haters. So usually I don't even expect to go to work and make friends with black women, even if they're in the type of jobs I work, because a lot of them are so negative and argumentative. They can't even listen. Even if they watch you transform your entire life right in front of them, they still will be on here making excuses. Well, you only did this because of this. I can't lose weight because of, ma'am, if you want to make excuses, that is up to you. You're too old to be playing the victim. If you want to lose weight, you are going to lose weight. Talking about hormones and stress isn't going to change the fact that I guarantee you eat more than 2,000 to 3,000 calories a day. I guarantee the stuff you eat when you're at these jobs is not salads and fruits and vegetables and no processed foods and sugars. I guarantee it. How do I know? Because when I was getting bigger, that's what I was eating. I'm not going to get on here and lie. You know what I was eating when I was 300 pounds? I would be at work and I would leave my call center and I would go straight to Taco Bell and get 2 $5 boxes. Even if I would eat my feelings. I would eat whatever. I don't care if I was listening to some music I like. I didn't care if I would smoke a blunt after that. I ate, and I ate too damn much. What's wrong with being honest? Why is it only? Why can't I be honest? It pisses me off that I can't be honest about my experiences when I struggled with overeating. And then I would eat at work like that, and I would get home, and I still would be acting like I'm hungry. It's your feelings. Them your hormones you talking about. You can't process your feelings. So you don't process them, you eat them. Because guess what? If you don't eat, you're going to lose weight. You're eating, baby. You eating. You're eating your money. Okay? You working 3 jobs and still fat, something's wrong. Because that's too much. That's too much you at work and not enough. No. So you're eating. I'm telling you because I've been there. I'm not shaming you. If I'm shaming you right now, that means I'm shaming myself too. Because my fat ass was eating. Okay, because after I would eat those, I would go get me a $5 box. It come with a chalupa, a burrito, and some little nacho chips, and a hard taco, and a drink. Good morning, mindful moments. And then when I got off work, I would stop somewhere else and either get some food, some snacks from the gas station, or I would even Uber stuff. I might be like, now I want Chinese food. And to myself, I would say things like, well, I ate that earlier, but it's been like 6 hours, so I should probably eat something else. Imagine not understanding that sometimes your own boredom or you having too much money. A lot of times black women lose the most weight when they broke. Because you be like, damn, do I want to pay my phone bill or do I want to get some more groceries? Stop acting like you don't understand what the fuck I'm talking about. I've been there, and I'm somebody that's actually pretty good with money. So imagine acting like you can't be honest with yourself. You're overspending on food, okay? You're under processing your emotions, okay? And 9 times out of 10, I guarantee you're still working like a dog like that because you still have black men in your life you have to take care of, or who are making you pull more of the weight that you don't have to pull. I am not that black woman. Okay, that is why I'm no longer with my ex and he can't understand. Baby, I do not believe in struggle love. All that stress, baby, you choose to be stressed. Because when I get stressed, you know what I do? You know what? Let me take these glasses off. Let me go ahead and hit this 95% THC. That's medical from the dispensary. I don't even need no weed, man. Do you hear me? Whew. Okay, now let me find a 10-minute workout video to do. Let me water my plants behind me. You see those plants behind me, baby? They're my plants. That's my kale and cucumbers and mini watermelons. I'm growing that. I know you think having fruits in your fridge is enough. Baby, you got to understand the people that's giving you your stuff. A lot of this stuff is GMO, seedless, all that. They don't mean nothing. Grow your own and watch how you change. Ain't nothing like feeding yourself the stuff you're nurturing and growing. Ain't nothing like understanding what you're meant to do anyway. You're not self-sufficient enough. When you become self-sufficient, you'll understand that you're probably overspending, overworking. Yeah. A soft life is what I live. That's why I can talk to you the way I talk to you. Bless you. Thanks. Here's one thing. Without being rude. I'm talking to you from a place of, baby, I've been there. Don't think because you're older than me, I don't know what I'm talking about. My mom passed, I'm 30 years old. My mother passed away 3 years from where I am right now. Your age doesn't mean shit. You have to deal with women who get it. Listen to the women who get it. I would love to see you live 3 years from now. You keep doing what you're doing, you may not be on here commenting in my comments in 3 years. And I am not the supreme alpha woman. I may not be here in 3 years, but what I am ready to do is cross over. Because I've practiced enough of my spirituality here, I'm ready to defend myself against the spiritual wickedness in other realms. You're not. You're not even ready to fight for your physical form to be in its best form here. You cannot exude your full abundance when you are not in your correct form. You have to get in your correct form, because if you did, you'd realize most of us are shaped like those African or black women statues in our homes. You're not big boned. You are fat. If you don't want to hear it, wah wah. But get to your true form and you're going to come back here and want to internet hug me for being honest with you. Don't let other people, they're lying to you. I'm not here to lie to you. I operate with the Mother Goddess. I'm not here to appease your faultiness in wanting to be less than yourself. I'm not a black man telling you to choose better. I'm telling you to be better, and not in order to be chosen. Being chosen is not a flex. What's up, Mindful Moments? I was subscribed to 2 young African American girls who relocated to Mexico, who have a channel. They are both severely overweight and so cute. I just want to, yeah, you know what's scary about that? My mom's Puerto Rican. I speak Spanish. They are probably going to end up getting deleted in Mexico. listening to women over here that's telling them Donald Trump's the president, run. They have a bigger femicide culture over there, and their anti-blackness is way stronger than here. So I feel for them. A lot of women love to move. If you're not moving for the sake of just being to yourself, saving some money, and maybe getting to your health goals, cool. But Mexico is the last place I would move to as a black woman, and I speak Spanish. That's what's scary about it. I guarantee they don't know a lick of Spanish. If they did, that would be the last place they went to. They talk about living a soft life since living in Mexico, less stress, eating better quality foods, but haven't dropped a pound between them because they're still eating. They're eating. They are too young to be that big in their mid-20s. They think that being that big is okay. If they're living better in Mexico, why are they both still obese? It make me sad. Yes, correct. I'm saying this as someone who is really living the soft life. Stress happens to all of us. But if you are really living a soft life, you are going to, in some point in that soft life journey, consider your weight. And you're not just going to consider it, it is going to become a focal point of your life because you understand that you can't do anything without your health. I'm not Christian. I'm not religious. But if you come here and you want to talk about God and religion, you do know that gluttony is a sin. So most of the time when I see fat women who are Christians, all I think about is by your own way of admission, you're not going to heaven because you're fat. Even Jesus said you can't come into his kingdom fat. You're a gluttonist. So imagine if Jesus told you no, and you still on here arguing with me about making excuses. Don't make excuses to me. Talk to Jesus about it. Because Jesus also told you ain't coming into his kingdom overeating his resources. And you have to understand, I'm still technically a BBW. A lot of times when you're shaped curvy, a lot of girls try to act like you think you're better than them. Man, this is just my natural form. The only thing I can do is improve it. So like I tell you, come back in August. I'm still not arguing. I'm still telling you how I feel. And outside of my feelings, I'm giving you facts. Regardless of my feelings, I'm still going to tell you facts. It's the facts you're not liking. And that's okay. If you were that knowledgeable as a black woman, you would not be arguing with me about your weight. No one can really tell you how your body works. So as a black woman who knows that the medical system is a practice, that's why it's called the medical practice. Okay, they're still practicing. You have to understand that just going to a doctor is not enough. And people who've been studying you forever still know that your genetics are different. But it's black women who don't understand. Your ancestors weren't going to doctors for a reason. They were their own doctors. They were their own healers. Imagine wanting to put Jesus in the place of your healing. Baby, you have the power to heal yourself. Imagine not understanding herbs. Imagine calling everything witchcraft and dark magic, when really this is the pinnacle of how we were the beauty standard for the century of time. We're still the beauty standard, even though they call us overweight. White women and other races love to see themselves curvy, even if the God in the universe said no. They be in the gym like, I need those thick thighs. I need an ass. I need a black girl booty. And y'all still over here talking about being fat. You don't even want to appreciate what people are getting on the table to buy. And you ain't got to do it. All you got to do is get rid of some of that extra baggage you're carrying, and you would walk right into whatever it is for you. And you wouldn't have to worry about working 3 jobs. You wouldn't have to worry about any of that. You can't attract abundance because you're getting comfortable in your lesser version of yourself. Could you imagine if you were watching Dragon Ball Z and they didn't keep training to become the best Super Saiyans in the universe? That's how I feel when I see black women just give up and then act like everything's supposed to come to them. Baby, it's not meant to be easy. You got to go harder. The harder you go, the more it'll come. It's that You want a soft life? It's going to take a few nights of crying. Okay? It's going to take some, oh, he think you ugly now. It's going to take some black men say this. Because even after you reach success and you succeed at these goals I'm telling you about, you're still not going to be compatible with a lot of men, specifically black men. Complacency is killing us. Your need to do nothing and rest in that is why you're mad at me. Because you want to be able to sit there, work, come home, do nothing, check on your kids, gossip, go to Pleasure P concerts, but you swear you're Christian. I don't know what that has to do with God. You want to do all these things that are conflicting themselves. Imagine wanting to support Bobby Valentino. Isn't this the same guy who was caught creeping with a tranny? Black women are confused. You think I'm gonna go give my money to Bobby Valentino? Girl, you could just go to church and listen to somebody sing better than that. Matter of fact, I can get on YouTube shorts and scroll and still have that money in my bank account and be proud of that. Gathering to support black men 24/7 when they never do that for you is insane to me. And none of them will date you. Wouldn't even look at you. That's why I say we're different. The same women be telling me about God. God also said your fat ass is not coming into the gates of heaven by committing gluttony. He didn't even just say it was a regular sin. Gluttony is a 7 deadly sins. So if it's deadly to the people that wrote the Bible and you believe in the Bible, why do you not believe that being obese is as deadly and serious as it really is? Why are you here just making light excuses? Because I could come here and talk about pew-pews, but it's not the pew-pews that are causing the problem. It's the people with the pew-pews. So it's not the food that's the problem. It's not racism that's the problem. It's the people who are operating their bodies who don't know how to navigate through things. So maybe if you built your spiritual, instead of being online, always doing this and letting the world know you ain't figured it out, you'd get there. You don't listen. When black men tell you that black women's biggest problem is they don't listen, that's one thing I can agree to. Bless you. Isn't that? Because you guys still don't listen to women who are, come the end of this year, you're going to come here and you're going to be like, wow, she did what she said. And you're still going to come here and make excuses and probably be 50 pounds bigger than you are now. I'm not discouraging you. I'm being honest. That's how you got to where you are now. Being complacent, making excuses, being content with those excuses. Because if you're not happy about your weight, you're not happy about your life, fix it, change it. You are not your ancestors. If you had the money and time to be at a Bobby Valentino or Pleasure P concert, neither people even have a career worth even, Jesus help us all, then you had time to be at Planet Fitness getting a membership for $10, $20. Did I say something wrong? But that's you. But that says a lot about you. Because none of their music is worthy of my time. When I actually matured and evolved, I realized that half the black men I grew up being forced to support were never worthy of that time and energy. And most of their lyrics, imagine supporting Pleasure P. And Pleasure P was the same people that was talking about, you say it's because of your age, girl. The same men that I be telling y'all want kids. And you wonder why they make songs like age ain't nothing but a number. Girl, sashay away. Because y'all will never understand what I'm saying because you ain't thinking hard enough. You so busy trying to go work bar for bar. I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you. They're not worthy of any attention. You should be more concerned about being fat than you should be worried about concerts you like. Your concert should be at the gym. and sipping some turmeric and ginger tea in the morning, and maybe adding a vitamin C pack. Those the vitamins you need. Go do some yoga in the sun. It's free. I'm still trying to understand what Pleasure P and Bobby Valentino concerts got to do with Jesus. See, that's what I don't understand about Christians. Y'all really ain't Christian. Y'all just be pretending. Secular music isn't for Christians. That's why I wasn't allowed to listen to it growing up as a pastor's daughter. That's why I don't take a lot of Christians seriously. You only Christian when it's convenient. Because like I said, your health is more important than some concerts for black men who are irrelevant when it comes to the music industry at this point. So you wasting money on people who don't even have a career no more. Interesting. Where are your black women concerts? I heard Jill Scott and them was performing. Why you? See, y'all be so male identified. And the thing is, you like dusty black men. That's why I be telling black women down low black men are a problem. You be the main person who would attract a down low black man. And y'all be wondering why I say some of y'all don't even belong on my channel. I be so offended. Because the thing is, I wouldn't know who you are if you didn't come to my channel and leave a comment on my page talking about, y'all don't listen to black women like this. She just wants you to feel ugly and stuff about where you at. That ain't got shit to do with my message. That's just how you feel. That's what you got out of it, because that's how you feel. Imagine the only reason I know you is because you came on my channel talking shit. Then when I did a video about you, you acting like you don't understand why I made a video about you. Because you want to be able to have a split personality and be out here acting any type of way. And one minute you Christian and y'all, I want to cuss so bad, but I don't cuss. So, girl, boo, you don't curse, but you go to Pleasure P concerts and Bobby Valentino, and yeah. And then you wonder why I tell people religion is a joke. Look at most of your people in the church act just like this. That's why they listen to more secular music. You'll never hear many new Christian R&B gospel people because they too busy living worldly. That's why I don't take the church seriously. I already know this. You be the same person that come to church and try to act like you above me based on your skin tone. But if you found out that I speak 4 fucking languages, because you came on my channel talking about, this ain't true. I know fat Mexican women and fat white women. Well, you looking at a fat Puerto Rican and black woman. You can't tell me nothing about a culture you can't even understand the language of. Because in Hispanic culture, they would be deleting you for having the mouth that you have, for talking too much. So the last thing you could come on here and act like you understand is fat white women and fat Hispanic women. Fat Hispanic women are not dating anyone that you're missing out on. And that same goes usually for fat white women, usually. It's true. It's true. That's why you're the only one in my comments who's bothered by what I'm saying. And I don't think you understand. Your features are ugly to me. A lot of black women who don't understand why I feel the way I feel like your features are ugly because your spirit is ugly. If your spirit wasn't so hardened and bitter, you wouldn't look the way you look. So I know the thing that dwells in you is very ugly, and it shows itself. You're fighting your own spiritual battles, but sometimes you guys feel like you be the one at war with yourself, acting like we at war with ourselves. I know who I am. I'm not ashamed of working towards my natural form. That's what I came here to do, evolve. You can't evolve. After all, You're on my live, not the other way around, because the other people who come here, we come here to touch and agree, to understand, to spread awareness and knowledge and experience similarities. You seem to be one of the only people here who don't understand what I'm saying. So why are you still here? Imagine wanting to roam where you don't even belong. Find your tribe. I don't welcome ignorance and negativity with open arms. This is my covenant, cunt. And if you don't support the vision or the message that I hold for women and I uphold for myself as well, you can mosey your ass somewhere and go listen to some more transgender fucking black men. We. The fuck? Apreciese a ti. Entonces le vemos otra vez. And that is why I say women who don't understand your experiences, they always have the most to say. Go go deal with the women who want to pretend like you. You will sit up here and pretend Jesus got all power in his hands, but you the same person that support pedophiles and pay to go to their concerts. She would be just like one of those people that we just heard about, one of them black women that talk about Jesus in church, but you just got deleted by your prison lover, your prison husband or some shit. Get out of here. You don't belong here. Go find you a dusty black man to kiss his ass and let him drive your vehicle and stuff. You don't belong here. You enjoy working those 3 jobs. Money will never be that important, baby. I'll be living off the land at that point. I ain't gonna lie to you. And that's why I say some people just be bothered. I don't have the need to come on here and pretend I think I'm better than people. Even acting like dating white people and not vetting them. What are you talking about? But this is what I'm saying. Y'all will come out here and support anything that say is black. Just jump on it. And then be mad when other women are like, yeah, that's not my type of black. I'm not bothered by that. Yeah, I don't really care about this or care about that. They be mad when you be honest about what you prefer, your experiences, your truth. If your truth don't relate to mine, it's probably because you haven't had the experience of I've had to get to the type of understanding I'm at. Because if you did, you'd be walking in your truth as well. You wouldn't be bothered by what I'm saying. And then the thing is, pretending you agree with what I'm saying, with constantly trying to combat what I'm saying, you're the one not making sense. You still ain't explained, bless you, how you're a Christian and you support secular music about pedophiles and all this other stuff. Talking about we on skin tone again. Man, we're always on skin tone because your skin tone came to my channel talking the most cap. Imagine, you know, I wouldn't even know who she was if she didn't come on my channel leaving negative comments. Now all of a sudden you agreeing with what I'm saying. Imagine saying you agree but still getting on my comments and acting a fool. I made a video and it's called You're Not Fat. You're not ugly, sis. You're just fat. Let's do something about it. That was the name of my video. And her and another black girl came on my channel trying to combat it. And that's what I mean. Imagine wanting other people to be mad about being complacent in fatness and obesity. Imagine wanting people to not speak on it because you don't want to speak on it. Girl, this is my channel. If that's what I want to speak on, that's what I'm going to speak on. It's important. It's way more important than red pill content and do you see what I'm saying? Asking women for dating advice. At this point, I believe that a lot of black women don't understand that a lot of these black men are just gay. That's why there's still more gay men who are dating than there are black women. There's more down low men who are still dating and messing with them than it is women. You should be scared, and that goes for all races. So at this point, imagine acting like choosing between men who are the most down low because they're black is safe for black women. Like, girl, do you hear yourself? Do you see the world around you? Do you see the world around you? Imagine still centering men in Sodom and Gomorrah. And then you wonder why the Salem witch trials even happened. You wonder why they tried to take away women's spirituality and put men at the base of everything that has to do with religion or God or power. Yeah, okay. Then you wonder why you're working 3 jobs instead of resting. One thing about power, not all of us know how to use ours. Because even so, it's not even about power to be lazy, because what a lot of women don't understand, I love to make my own money. A lot of times it's the women's racism that usually keeps me out of positions I know I qualify for. And most of the time when I get jobs, people like Flower Tower hate when I be honest and be like, it's usually white men or men of other races who give me my jobs. It's their women who deny me the jobs. And you guys would act like, oh, it's because he want to hit, he want to do this. These men will be in there talking to you about their families. Oh yeah, I have my 4-year-old. Gosh, do you have any kids? Okay, well, good for you. You say you don't have any kids? Oh, good for you. I have 5. I love them, but goodness, they definitely have their own personalities. Yep, showing you pictures. Imagine being upset because people can actually live their lives without trying to make yours harder. A lot of women can't do that. That's literally who give me the most problems. Women. That's why I talk to women. I think one of the most stressful jobs to have is a job where you work around nothing but women. And those have been the type of jobs I worked a lot of my 20s. I used to think working in call centers and I even started working from home and stuff like that, but working in office settings and stuff like that as a bookkeeper, accountant, stuff like that. Yeah, women ain't shit a lot of times. It will make you literally be like, I need an at home remote job. Fuck that. I need to open a business. Like, when you work around a place that it's mostly women and then you realize how women really are, that's why gay men think they can tie all messiness back to women. A lot of gay men try to be gay because they can do a lot of the messy things that we know that other women do too. Okay, so anytime men want to be that type of person, usually I already know what time it is. And we live in an age where men want to be that type of women, the bully type women, the the women who will make you lose your job almost because you be having to fight tooth and nail not to beat they ass. I said it. Some of the most miserable work environments you would think would be great would be an all women office. You would be in there like, man, Harry, up 5 o'clock, man, this bitch. No, she ain't here lying. No, it is the most stressful environment ever. And then women will get mad when you be like, it's cool to work with certain men because men can come to work, do their job, make a couple conversations, ha ha ha. You going to work. You're gone. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get out of here 10 minutes early. Women, well, I wanted to have a meeting because today I sent an email and I thought I made it clear when I told you guys that women sometimes will make you understand why you don't have friends like that. I've never been ashamed to say I don't have a lot of women friends. But I also don't have to worry about shit like Shanquilla Robinson and all these other people who end up getting deleted by people they can't see the devil in. Because I always see shit in people. I would never become friends with somebody like chilling with Nicole. I can feel your bitterness and fake love from here. So you telling me you agree with me while purposely and openly publicly denouncing me and trying to take away from my message lets me know you don't really support me. So imagine coming here wanting to join the conversation like you support me when the only reason I know you is because you made it clear you have a problem with me and what I'm saying. Only when you call women out, certain black women out for their bullshit, do they come here and act like, oh, but I support what you could have came to me in a different way and we could have agreed to disagreed. But on my video about telling black women they're not ugly, they're just fat, that's not the place for you to do that because I said what the fuck I said. So at some point in time, we have to realize a lot of these women are not our allies. I have a whole channel where I let you know I am pro girls and pro women. So that means I only deal with men who are pro girls and pro women too. We ain't hyping up the LGBTQT. Okay, we're not hyping up people who want to replace us, who want to confuse children if we ever choose to have children. We ain't over here clapping for immigrants coming over here and affording homes in 2 years, but we can't afford a mortgage or things like that. No, 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 no. Sometimes it's about morals. Sometimes it's about some, do you understand do you see what I'm saying? It's okay admitting that black femicide is an issue. It may not touch you, Flower Tower, but I've watched black femicide touch many parts of my black family. And it's usually the black women who get touched by it. So if you're mad that I'm not pro-black man because you're a coon that's unpicked over and you look like a menstrual cycle, the ones they paint on TV, see, they don't shame the golden black people. They shame the Africans that came off that boat who bothered because you still get treated like you just got off that boat. But if you want to rep like you so African, take your monkey ass to Africa where they over there still trying to act like us. Because I said what I said. You are not one of us. We know we look different from them. But you're one of them. You're not like us either. Because if you were, you would look more like Kendrick Lamar, Flower Tower. You're not the majority of us. Imagine being mad. You are not the majority of what most black people look like, ho. But imagine being mad. The black people who are your skin tone or darker, who are actually from here, they don't look like you either. They fine as hell. That's why we don't get mad for being darker. We ain't gotta have a certain skin tone. Our features show up and show out. And that's why y'all try to talk about featureism. No, y'all just them Africans from them ugly ass tribes. And y'all hate to come here and act like all black people the same. We ain't all the same. All of us ain't Ghanaian. All of us ain't fucking from Uganda or Nigerian. Like, girl, we come from different tribes. And the tribes that's ugly, y'all be mad when we call y'all ugly. We know y'all ugly. Y'all know y'all ugly. You mad because you come from an ugly tribe. And all of us do not. Oh, well. You want to talk about that? Talk about that. You mad because people call your tribe ugly. Because people don't call my tribe ugly. They just tell us, stupid shit and we know you hating. We don't care. It ain't my skin tone, bitch. Because guess what? I'm going to be in the sun getting darker this summer. What you doing? No shame. I like to grow stuff, girl. I ain't worried about the sun. The sun love me. Mad because you come from a different tribe. Y'all see, if you don't look like me, girl, get out of here. I look more like Martin Luther King than you do, dummy. What is she talking about? What is she talking out. Shit, I look like I had a dream too, don't it? Girl, sit down. Confused. Lord have mercy. Did that get up here and talk about Malcolm X? What color was Malcolm X? What color was Rosa Parks? Woo, Jesus help us all. I guess you just believe our grandparents didn't look different from us. All our grandparents looked like they came straight off an Indian plantation somewhere. It didn't even matter how dark they was. They still looked dark and Indian. No matter, their features just look different than us. They came over here mixing us with people like Flower Tower and them tribe. And that Flower Tower and them mad because they genes ain't more dominant than ours for most of us. Oh well. You want to be bothered about racism in America? Take your ass to Africa and go copy us like they do. Mustard on a bee, ho. Because Flower Tower act like they ain't over there copying Eminem. Imagine being from a place like Detroit, Michigan. Like y'all biggest artist is a white boy. And you on here talking about racism. Bitch, that's the racism you need to talk about. What's happened? Where is the black people there? What are you talking about? Oh my God, girl, Jesus help us all. I said, I'm sorry, mama. I never meant to hurt you. Something about them closets, boy. Whew, if there was ever a hell to put me in, baby, I know you would be sending me there when you Flower Tower. She'd be over there. I'm your fabulosa. Woo, girl. Poor thing. How dare you choose to be free in a time where I'm not a slave? Girl, boo. If you want to be the help, baby, you can be the help. You can be the help. I'm not gonna be the help. You ain't talking about nothing. I ain't talking about a thing. I bet it's probably like half the Negro population in America right now is at church talking about sweet white baby Jesus, ain't they? But you worried about what the few interracial swirlers, as y'all call us, is doing. We don't even call ourselves divestors, bitch. We black. We call ourselves. My name is Joy. If you never knew, my name is Joy. Like joy to the world, bitch. My name is Joy. You can never take that shit from me. I'm always gonna come with it. Do you hear me? Okay, I love that about myself. So imagine acting like you could come along and act like I'm gonna feel less than myself. Baby, they gave me the right name. Okay? And I lead my life based in that. I know that things happen and will take that feeling away sometimes. Yeah, you might feel sadness, you might feel anger, but one thing I'm not gonna do is take on nobody else's emotions and anger. I can't take on racism. Okay? I don't have to feel and wear your hate. That's a you problem. I'm in a time where I can get guns and bullets like anybody else. And I do, bitch. The fuck you mean? So I'm not worried about nobody else's racism. You need to make sure if you come take your racism as on me that I'm not ready to purge for my ancestors. Because I be waiting for a Karen or a Brad to try me, just like I be waiting for an uneducated nigga to try me as well. Because a lot of niggas from the hood feel like if you carry yourself differently, that they can try you. You can't. We damn near become the Franklin Saints of the community. Then y'all be like, but you're white. You know we're not. But I'm not like Franklin Saint. You wanna know why? I'm gonna become more like a Oprah. Cause as I age, one thing I understand that is that you can't care what other black people think, cause most of them don't even think for themselves. The ones who do can relate. So I'm not talking to slaves. I'm not Harriet. I'm talking to the free niggas. What they say on Django? You can't talk to them like them other niggas because he ain't like them other niggas. That's me. And I don't give a fuck how they feel if they don't like it. You gonna have to get over it. The same way they do. When I go and I'm like, yes, I would like a green smoothie with this and that. Okay. It's gonna be $18. Mm-hmm. You guys have tap and pay, don't you? Oh, yes, ma'am. Okay. Turn. Beep. You have a great day, ma'am. Likewise. What does their feelings have to do with me? Life goes the fuck on every day. Don't y'all still get y'all happy ass on these websites buying Jordans and polos? Bitch, I don't even buy shit like that. Y'all talking about China says this. I don't give a fuck because I ain't never got a check and been like, man, I got to get them new J's, bro. I got to get some Balenciaga. I never have I ever. I guess it's different when white people can't make you feel like you got to think about money and your worth based on how they think about you from what they tell you in the past. Because last time I checked, I'd be in the suburbs cooling. If I wanted to be in the hood cooling, I'm cool too. I can't. Because it's the niggas too busy offing each other and deleting each other and they women and all this foolishness. Okay? Because when I wake up, all I see is white people caring way too much about dogs. And that's not a me problem. It ain't me. You can walk your dogs as many times a day as you want to. That's you. That is your friend. I guess they said we can't have slaves. We will have dogs. You gonna have to. That ain't me. That is them. But imagine me acting like stopping people from doing them. How does that hurt me? How does that bother me? I know in order to be here, you paying your money like we paying our money. I know if you break the rules, it don't matter what race you are, they're gonna put your white ass out. I've seen it happen. I've seen stuff like this. I think people act like white people just get a pass to do whatever they want. You don't. In some areas, they may do that, but where I'm from, I watch white people get penalized all the time for thinking they can try to do Karen shit to each other, and it ain't me. Cause most of the time I'm somewhere chilling. Okay, imagine being an adult and acting like you wake up looking to make friends with other races. Bitch, I wake up and take care of me. That's what life is about. You can't wake up worried about what other people doing or choosing to do with their time and energy. That's their energy and time. If you want to wake up and talk about racism when you live in the hood around niggas, that's your dumb ass. That ain't me. If you want to wake up and side eye black people who date outside of their race because you'd rather date niggas in jail and niggas who mule you and dream about white women, that's why when white women come along, they leave your black ass behind. Bitch, that's on you. And when he get on, he leave y'all ass for a white girl. I ain't worried about none of that shit. Because when a white man choose me, he's choosing me with the Eve complex. He ain't choosing me to mule me, bitch. What did you think this was? 40 acres and a what? Bitch, I ain't worried about none of that. I ain't get who dates poor white men. Oh, you're those type of women. You just want somebody white. Well, poor you. It could never be me. I could never date a white man who didn't grow up with both his parents and his, like, imagine acting like I'm choosing somebody who didn't grow up pretty much the same way I did. Having both of your parents, finishing school. You see what I'm saying? Like, actually living your life, being forced to become an adult, understanding responsibility, getting jobs, getting your own money, going out into the world, picking your partners based on their qualities and their characteristics and not their color. What do you mean? What do you mean? Imagine if my black family got along with his white family and it's other black people who are bothered by it. What the fuck are you so bothered by people who do not care what you think? Be bothered, bitch. If you want to be in Pookie them backyard doing a gender reveal, bitch, that's you. If you want to be online dating, proud to date Dr. Umars and shit, that's you, Flower Tower. I don't have a cape to wear, bitch. Like, imagine acting like we supposed to wake up and wear the cape because you out here on your mammy shit. Your tribes, people that look like Flower Tower is always the ultimate mammies. They are your Lupitas and Amara La Negras. They always look like a certain person usually for a certain reason. It ain't always y'all skin tone. A lot of times it's your insecurity, it's your inferiority complex. The fact that you hate when women who don't come from your tribe or possess shit like you or think like you, want to be masculine like you, y'all hate on us. Bitch, we're the real golden ones. Most black people in America don't look like you, Flower Tower. If you can't get over that, oh well, they look like us. It's more people that look like Orlando Brown than look like Flower Tower. Hell, it's more people that look like Coco Jones than Flower Tower. So imagine being mad because you from an ugly tribe. We don't care. We do not care that you got to get online to convince yourself you ain't ugly. We know we ain't ugly. That's why they keep showing people that look like you in the place of us in the media. So the same way you feel about yourself, obviously they feel the same way about you. They not up there calling Megan Good and all these other brown skinned women ugly, are they? I remember when I saw Beyonce and Aaliyah in an interview together. Beyonce used to be my color. That bitch been bleaching. I said what I said. Megan Good been bleaching too. Because they were some beautiful brown sisters back in them 90s, in them early 2000s. Ryan Destiny is gorgeous. Ari Lennox is gorgeous. Jasmine Sullivan, gorgeous. Imagine being mad because Flower Tower and them really ain't from here. Bitch, we don't give a fuck how you got here. That's probably why your black ass is in Detroit, Michigan. No, ma'am. Most of us don't aspire to be in no fucking Michigan. At least not in Detroit and shit. Imagine acting like you want to be in a place, ma'am. Y'all damn near a murder capital too. Last time I checked. So why are you out here talking about racism? That ain't why y'all got black on black crime. That ain't why. Imagine being in the city. Wasn't Motown and all this? Wasn't y'all one of the greatest cities? What happened to y'all? Describe what happened to y'all. Was it white people? I need to know. I need to know what y'all been on. The fuck? I need to know. Cause bitch, I'm confused. Make it make sense to me. Oh, great one. All knowing Flower Tower. Please, we come here seeking thou great knowledge. Explain to us. God damn it. Please let us know. Cause y'all act like we have this here, we have that there. We don't. Y'all act like y'all the greatest music moguls in the world. What are you doing for the music industry? And why does anything that you guys know about yourselves? Why do we not know? Cause I know about more about Elvis than I know anything about y'all. For real, for real. The only time I might hear about Detroit is when it's Black History Month. Other than that, what are you talking about? I need you to tell me. Because y'all know about everything but your own places of residency. Let me know. Ooh, it's early, but I am about to probably, I need to water my veggies, my kale and my cucumbers and my jalapenos and everything else. I'm excited, y'all. I love being able to say I grew the stuff I'm eating. It's just something real powerful about controlling what goes into your body. And I think that is one of the biggest flexes ever. Okay, it's cool to me. I don't care if you think it's corny. I think it's cool to me. And that's probably what I'm about to do. I probably might make some breakfast too. It's still a little early. I'll probably make some bacon and eggs. hmm Put it on some toast with some avocado. hmm I am. And make me some tea. That's probably what I'm about to do. What y'all about to get into? Because one thing about me, I'm still going to do what I want to do. And you can be over there bothered and black all you want, but I feel like I'm happy for black people if you're happy. I just don't understand how people who are unhappy want you to be miserable with them. And when you're not, they can't take it. They want to question your blackness. They want to take your content. They want to repeat the stuff you're saying and your experiences without including you as the voice and the reason why these things have happened, why you can come to these conclusions and statements. They want to pretend, like you don't understand your own experiences with black men, being raised by a colorist black. You see what I'm saying? Imagine acting like, as someone who chooses to date outside their race, that you are putting white people on a pedestal just because you're not willing to lie on the behalf of black men and cape for black men and dusty ass black women. Nah, you need to do better. You need to choose better. You need to make yourself a better version of yourself. And that ain't got shit to do with color. You want to know why I'm on a health and wellness journey? Because that's what I choose to do for myself. You want to know why I choose spirituality over religion? Because that's what works for me. That's what brings me abundance. That's what brings me peace of mind, fruitfulness of my spirit. That's what brings me that. You want to know why I engage with mother goddesses and not men deities? Because I'm a woman. Women were made for me. I come from a mother. So mother goddess energy works for me. It was made for me. It was made to protect me, to guide me, to lead me. I bet God did make the world in 7 days, and I bet God originally was a woman. That's why it was probably made during her 7 days of bleeding. So y'all can take it. That's why when you leave, you go back to the mother. Okay? I don't care what race you think you are. I don't care how hard you think you go. You could be a Black Panther. You could be a KKK. I don't really care about people that hold hatred in their hearts. The same way there's a KKK, black people also put themselves in the same energy when they try to counter that. And I ain't got time to counter negative energy. That's not what I operate in. Okay, the same way I will cuss your black ass bloodline, I will curse their white ass bloodline if they play with me. That's how I feel. I feel like what I have to give, it ain't specific. If you want to play with it, you can. I guess that's the difference between me and you. I don't have to fear something. I have the power to do whatever I need to. And people that know that, they act like it. They operate like it. Because most of them don't believe in Jesus and all this fake religion too. They know what's up. Nobody in the world is scared of spirituality the way black people are. Scared of every fucking thing. And want to act like you just the hardest gangsters on the earth. Like you the smartest, most intelligent people on the earth. Well, what you scared of? If you knew this, you wouldn't be scared. I ain't scared of nothing. So you guys, make sure you tune in if you haven't already and you enjoy my content. Sub to the channel. Run my likes up. Run the comments up. You're welcome to engage and let me know what you think here. You're welcome to comment here. This is a safe place for people that look like us. Okay, so Like I said, thank you for joining. Okay. And I don't really care what people who don't understand evolving and don't understand um, being a leveled up black woman. Okay. You're not our tribe, Flower Tower. You don't speak for us. You don't represent us. So if that bothers you, that's cool. Dusty bitches are always bothered. Just like most of the dusty black men who don't want you. You can't be dusty and bothered together. Poor thing. Anywho, thanks for tuning in. Make sure you hit the like, hit the sub button. Do something good for yourself. I'm about to make me something wholesome to eat. And then I'm going to probably work out a little bit and enjoy the rest of my day, not celebrating a pagan holiday meant for a sex ritual devoted to Istar. Istar is how it looks on paper. So you guys enjoy celebrating false Easter and the false resurrection that has nothing to do with bunnies or eggs or the lack thereof, if you are wise and understand this. Toodles.